always like to start these readings with a little poem I wrote called Icarus. It's short. In life there is no safe word, only the rush of terror as the world falls away and the fiery sun grows ever larger. The next piece is called Ars Poetica. I'm taking a class from Maxine, MFA seminary, and somebody explained to us what Ars Poetica was, and I wasn't very impressed, so I wrote this. Ars Poetica. I'm not a parts guy, more a whole package person. Oh, by the way, I wrote this on the BART ride over here this morning. I'm not a parts guy, more a whole package person, but they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, which is about 4 pages if it's printed up right. And I've got to agree, some things are inexpressibly beautiful. Such soft curves, the way one good turn deserves another. It's truly poetic. But if you know that, you're still only human. We heard Ruth earlier talk, and Ruth and I did a whole series of poems together. 2 of them were about the fairy tales, and this one is in response to her Snow White poem, and mine's called Crystal Coffins and Kisses. It was written a week ago. Every woman is Snow White, frozen in a clear crystal casket every damn second of her life. Just another woman on display, examined, inspected, calibrated, and judged, projected into the trap to which she's sentenced for her gender, for everyone to admire, for us to compare ourselves against, or to yearn for, as if the right woman could change your miserable life. She becomes our mechanism for imagining a different fairy tale. Call it real dolls, cut flowers, or the bird song of hummingbirds. Never mind the mites, ticks, and parasites our real world offers. We've chosen to live in Walt's world, full of fake Disney colors, all primaries, no hues or shades. We find ourselves trapped in Perrault's world, where daughters are offered up for sale, guaranteed to please the highest bidder, who flags her blood-stained sheets, public display of some sort of virginity, a wedding night massacre, proof of his constructed virility. Or perhaps he sends her home again to her family in disgrace, to die by her father's hand, all prepayments fully refunded, not even a small discount for the one-night rental rate. Meanwhile, back in the folktales, it was supposed to be a prince, not some ancient one with more money than grace. A prince who was supposed to offer her kind words and strange sensations. But that's only in the storybooks. The real world has always been a much more wicked place. It's a wonder there aren't more witches. We're gonna need a lot more witches to break the darkest spells. Little Red Riding Hood. Mine is called A Wolf in the Hood. Some days, I'm Little Red Riding Hood. Don't get your panties in a bunch. There are iterations of the tale, ancient, venerable versions, where Little Red Riding Hood is a boy. That puts the whole eating thing in a very different light. Maybe Red wanted to be eaten. Women understand. And besides, gender is unstable. It requires frequent threats of violence to maintain a fixed place in the continuum. Enter the wolf. Like gender, the truth is slippery. There is no such thing as just one story. You scare folks long enough with your tales, they start to disbelieve you. They wonder what it would be like to feel the wolf's sharp teeth on their neck, his rough, cruel tongue rasping their flesh. Maybe Red wasn't walking to his grandmother's house. Maybe Red was walking home from school because he lived with his grandmother. So many children do these days with so many wolves running the show. The thing is, one wolf's truth is another wolf's appetizer. There were times when Little Red wanted to become wolf food. On other days, I'm the wolf. Yes, I've been the wolf. It's not like I wake up in the morning and say, who am I going to eat today? Opportunities beckon. Someone is wandering, sauntering alluringly in the dark, waiting for a wolf to gobble him up. I'm not judging. I just know not everyone wants the same thing every single day. Woo! I think this will be my last. I don't know. I'm gonna read this one. Maybe I'll read. I don't know what my time's like. No regrets. The lines on her face are maps, tracking roads traveled, heartbreak against days of honey, the scent of sweet grass and sunshine. Those wild girls still rumble round inside her. On blue tattoo wings she flew, might still fly, feathers bursting out of her flesh. She feels them flutter, fights the urge to take flight. Though the dark ink of her old tattoos has faded, she holds fierce the pain, blood, scabs, the oohs and ahs, the pride she felt when first she flashed her new wings to a world trying to tie her down to the ground. She flew, wrapping her naked body around lovers, wrapping her untamed mind around art and justice. She opened her eyes and stared hard at all there was to see. She bared her teeth and bit fierce on the world. Not every promise was kept, nor every day glorious, but each was dictated by her own decisions, whose successes or mistakes her own to make. Uncompromised, she lived and lives without regret. Thank you.